Alright, so it's raining. It's been a little bit since I said anything. And, since this incident went down, it's been like, let's see, 6 hours? Okay. So, I want to say this. Situation was handled perfectly fine. I have no hatred towards the store because my old man works there. And I'm not saying that because he works there. Like, I've never had issues with this Walmart. But if you guys have seen videos or you follow me on Instagram, granted, I haven't posted a lot of pictures on Instagram lately, but we got a dog 2.5 weeks ago now, almost 3. And he was 6 weeks old when I got him. And when I got him, granted, I don't have the papers on me at the second, but when I got him, I told them what I was doing. I was training him to be a service dog, so I had to get him social and stuff like that. Now, my old man has worked at the store for 13 years now, and hold on, wait a second. Okay, so he's worked there for like 13 years. He's very well known. And I'm not saying this in the sense of like I got freedom of rights because he's worked there. No. With everything going on, okay, so let me explain. I went over to his Walmart. I'm not gonna say what Walmart, but I went over there. I'm cleaning my car too while I talk to you guys. But, so I went over to that Walmart because I was going to use the employee discount. I had to give Beans a collar because he popped his, and the one that they gave me was just too small on that. I know it's a cat collar, so he learned how to, like, pop it off. The cat collar and leash came from the animal shelter. So, with that being said, that bag's still that I can use for garbage. I took him in there like I have before. And everybody knows us in that store. So like when I'm telling you this, I'm not saying it in the sense of, I'm not telling you in the sense of, like I said, rights and stuff like that. But when I say this, my old man works there. And we're in there a lot. So, I took Beans in there. I know the policy is no pets. I know that's the policy. But when you're training them to be a service dog and you have to go get them a updated collar because with Beans only being 8 weeks old, he's not old enough to be a service dog, but I have papers stating that he's being trained. So I have papers from the animal shelter saying what I was doing with him, and I got papers from my doctor stating that it was okay. I'm not going to say what doctor, nothing like that. Just because if I say what doctor, then I'm going to give a name, and honestly, it would be kind of weird because, I don't want that being put out there. So anyways, they all knew. And rule is, you cannot turn down anybody that is training a dog to be a service dog, especially when they're a puppy. And especially when it's super hot outside and you can't leave your windows down because it's raining. It's been raining all day. And so I go in there with Beans. I've had no issues, nothing of nothing before. And I know for a fact other people have brought their dogs in there and stuff, their dogs and their service dogs and whatnot. And I know how it works because, like I said, my old man's been there for 13 years now. And, I know the ins and outs of what I'm allowed to do and not allowed to do. Beans is still little. I have, I carry him and stuff like that so he gets bigger. Then I have to, like, show him, getting him used to being on his lead and his leash and his vest and everything so that way he can walk when he gets older. So, I go in. This woman, her name is Denise, and I will say this. I go in, and me and my aunt and my 2-year-old cousin and Beans go in the store. I don't have my power chair. My power chair is broke, so I had to use my handicap spot like I always do and walk my way in, which hurts my body. Not because I'm fat, but because I have Charcot-Marie. It's a neurological and neuromuscular crippling disease. I also have a pelvis that never got fused back together from when I was forced to jump off the back of a bus. Because one, I'm not supposed to be jumping. Two, I'm not supposed to be going off the back of the bus, especially during a drill. And three, I was pregnant. This happened senior year. So all of which should have not played into effect. And I got pulled off the bus. So that's not properly fused back together because my hip is out of place. And it's just like, I was almost 37 weeks pregnant with Mason when that happened. And just like childbirth and everything, like growing and expanding, and it never fused back together for real. So my body was bothering me and everything, so I was on my way to go get the cart. The cart wasn't that far. Denise comes up, and she's about 6-7 feet away from us, and she's screaming at us, "You're not allowed to bring your dog in here. He has to go be in the car." And my aunt's ticked, like super freaking ticked off. Like, if you know my aunt, like, she has no filter, she has no patience, she has like nothing of nothing. I love her to death, but you know. And I'm trying to keep her calm because, you know, my old man works there, and it just like, it didn't need to happen. You know, I didn't need her to get in trouble, to get Daniel in trouble and stuff like that. So, Denise was going like absolutely ape shit. She goes, "You need to go put him in the car, and he's not allowed to be in here. No dogs allowed. We already kicked 4 or 5 people out. We already had the police up there. Blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, calmly, I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. First of all, I'm training him to be socialized with the store environment, because I'm training him to be a service dog. And this is what my aunt's telling me. I said, I have the paper. Granted, they're not in the car at this moment. They're in my grandmother's house. Because I'm at my grandma's. Because I was showing her the paperwork too. But I said, look, I got to get him a collar. I don't know what size fits him. I said, I don't know if he's an extra, extra small to a small. And I want to get one that fits him. And she goes, well, even serviced animals are not allowed in store. No pets. No pets at all. And I told Jackie, I was like, okay, you know what? Go put him in the car. That way she can't say that we didn't comply and call the police and stuff like that. So my aunt goes out. And while my aunt's walking out the door, I got my cousin with me. And she comes like this close to my face. And she goes, what the heck did she say? Hold on. There was a lot. And she said, because I said to her calmly, I said, so with it raining and I can't roll the windows down, and I said, with him not being big enough to stick his nose up to the window, even if I cracked it, what am I going to do? Like, and if you leave an animal in the car and he's a puppy, he's going to whine. Somebody's going to call the police and have him they're going to bust out my window because my doors are locked. She goes, well, if the police are going to get called and the police are going to bust your windows, so be it. And I'm like, what? And she's sitting there like this close to my face now. And I'm just like, okay, stay calm, stay calm, stay calm. And I'm really good at handling conflict. Like, I'm really good at it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. So then I go meet up with Daniel. My aunt's on her way back. And I go to meet up with Daniel and stuff. And I told him what was going on. I'm like, this don't make any sense. Like, I am glad she's following store policy, but she wouldn't even, that's the thing. She wouldn't even let me go get the papers or nothing on my car. So I'm like, what the heck do I do? And Daniel and one of his coworkers was like, hey, did my power just go out? I don't have my keys. Well, poop. I'll use this so y'all can see my face. Is that better? Okay, so she says, or I go and tell Daniel, they're like, go up to customer service. because they knew who I was talking about when I said her name. And they go, she is, I'm not going to say what they said, but they were like, go up and tell customer service. I went up there, and the girls up there knew that I was training Beans, knowing that Beans was like super well behaved and everything else, you know. Okay, so anyways, I go up there and I'm like, hey, me and Beans got kicked out of the store, or Beans got kicked out of the store and everything. And they go, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, it's like, I'm glad she's following store policy, but at the same time, she's not following store policy, because she basically just said that even service animals aren't allowed in here and everything, and that's not okay with me, and it's against the law. So as I'm calmly talking to the people at the front, a manager comes out from the door, and she's like on it, like she was on it to go get her, to go coach her and stuff like that. And Denise was, I don't know what was said behind the closed doors, but I know what was said, you know what I mean? So we were told to go get Beans out of the car, and it was just like this crazy thing, and they were apologizing and everything, and these women up at the front hasn't seen Beans before, but like they know me, you know what I mean, and they know like policy and stuff like that, because I'm pretty sure I gave them copies of documentations. But so I'm sitting there, and I'm, you know, talking to him and everything. We brought Beans inside, and these two girls met him, and they was like, oh my gosh, he's like the sweetest thing ever. And he was like, I was letting kids and stuff pet him, because I know he was gentle, and he's got to get social, and he's got to know that like people aren't crazy, and you don't need to nip at him, even though he doesn't nip at people. So with that being said, I sat there, and I'm like moving stuff around in my car, but I was walking him around the store, and I get met up by one of the women again. And at this point, Beans had to go to the bathroom. We was in there for a little bit, and he just had to go to the bathroom. So Beans, my aunt took Beans outside to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. She had to like make sure squeeze the collar. And no big deal. So she takes him out. This time, the same woman from the front